Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Tasmanians have turned out in the thousands at services across the state to honour those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. From dawn services to parades, from parks to the pub, this Anzac Day has been filled with Australian tradition as young and old reflect on the bravery of the fallen and the courage of those serving for our freedom. Ruby Cairns begins our coverage.
Darkness proved no deterrent for hundreds at Hobart Cenotaph, paying their respects to our Anzacs. One of more than 40 dawn services held across the state, marking 110 years since Australian and New Zealand troops arrived in Gallipoli, where many met a cruel fate.
Lest we forget.
Their sacrifice for our freedom far from forgotten.
It is so important that we recognise the sacrifice that all those men and women have done well over 100 years.
And it's a very lovely way to reflect on the service that they provided to our country.
Their display of our national values gave rise to reverence and remembrance, and this day named in their honour.
Tasmanians keeping medals close, worn proudly for those who fought in wars past and present.
My great-grandfather, these ones are Pacific Stars for serving in the Pacific Theatre of War. My father served, as I say, he was in North Africa. He did the same footsteps to Syria and ended up in New Guinea in the end and was shot and wounded and brought back.
I've been very lucky and fortunate to experience some operational service.
This herd also standing tall, a symbol of the millions of animals, mainly horses, donkeys and mules, who perished on the front line.
Everything was horsepower.
As we honour those who risked and lost their lives protecting our country, Anzac Day also provides a chance to remember those who are still fighting far from home.
It was to be the war to end all wars, and that's not been true. Even in our own state, in our own history, there has been a history of violence, and we need to be working always to be peacemakers.
This morning's service followed by a pint and a much-needed feed. The RSL's gunfire breakfast, a chance for veterans and their loved ones to warm up.
Have rum and milk for them as a tradition. We've been doing this for a long time here.
Telling the tales so the Anzac legacy can live on, just as the flame of remembrance burns bright. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
And following the dawn commemorations, Anzac Day marches were held right around the state as Tasmanians paused to honour the courage and sacrifice of those who served. Thousands gathered in towns and cities for the annual event, a solemn tradition of reflection and remembrance.
Beneath the weight of medals and memory, they march for country, for mates and for loved ones. Veterans, serving defence personnel and descendants proudly marching through the heart of Launceston, greeted by a sea of waving flags and the sound of applause. The air filled with the spirit of honour and remembrance.
It reminds me of the people that have fought in the war. Some of my families fought in war, and it just means a lot to me.
Medals hanging proudly, a lasting symbol of service, sacrifice, or a loved one lost decades ago.
It means remembering those soldiers that gave up their life for us so we could have our freedom.
Services continuing in the south of the state, with the Hobart March putting an arm around those who did our country proud.
Walking down, it was quite emotional seeing everyone else walking and just remembering what they would have gone through.
And to honour the brave who never made it home.
We've all been coming here for probably standing in this spot for about the last 40 years.
To remember the lives that
were lost.
The march is more than just a tradition. It's a powerful reminder of the sacrifice of those who served and the freedoms we now have because of their bravery.
We live in a very good country thanks to the service of our servicemen and women.
It's a nice point in time to go, this is what we have, this is the sacrifices some people made.
A Royal Australian Air Force flyover, a theatrical end to the march. And in the eyes of those watching and those marching, one thing remains clear. The legacy of those served and those we lost will not be forgotten.
That the memory of the Anzacs is going to live on.
Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
A former medical practitioner has been extradited from New South Wales to Tasmania. The 64-year-old charged with sexual offences, including child sexual abuse and rape. It's alleged the abuse took place in the 60s while he was a registered GP in Tasmania. Police say offences of this nature are deeply disturbing, urging anyone with information about sexual abuse to report it. Veterans pocketed some extra change at the pump today thanks to an Anzac Day double discount at United service stations. RSL members getting 8 cents off a litre just for today, but they'll still enjoy 4 cents off for the next 3 years. The initiative is starting earlier this month as a small thank you for their service. There's expected to be plenty of movement on Tasmanian roads over the next few days as families return from holidays or head off for one final long weekend getaway. It comes as a timely reminder to take it easy with the state's road death toll currently double the number it was this time last year. Drivers are being urged to make responsible choices and only drive if it is safe to do so. While Anzac Day began with respect and ceremony, veterans and their families later gathered for a light-hearted celebration, commemorating the day in a range of different ways. From pouring a pint to playing in parks, the Anzac spirit was well and truly alive.
Enjoying the freedoms many have fought to protect.
We've come out with family and friends and having a good old time celebrating Anzac Day.
For many veterans, the day is a chance to catch up with old mates over a couple of drinks.
People you don't see for 12 months or whatever.
The stories get a little bit longer and probably more exciting.
Some choosing to spend the day outside. John Turnbull Park full of games, poppy making and biscuits.
This is what really matters. It's the chance for communities to be together, to be free, to experience joy and safety.
People from all over the world converging, passing on their messages for peace.
We've got it in 4 languages as well as English. We've got Fijian and Nepalese and Urdu this morning.
Growing in popularity every year, Anzac in the Park, showing there's more than one way to explain the spirit of the Anzacs to the younger generations.
There's a time for the remembrance and the commemoration component, but then to remind ourselves why we do it all.
No matter how it's spent, the day's still all about the Anzac spirit, remembering those who have fallen.
It's mateship, it's friendship, and it's looking after others.
It's very important to us to remember those who've served, and it's so wonderful to see young people these days respecting that.
Billy Gibbons, 7 Tasmania News.
Disturbing video has emerged online appearing to show 2 people throwing a large traffic sign from a bridge in Burnie, targeting traffic below. The incident was captured by a driver heading along the Bass Highway under View Road earlier this month. As the camera approaches, the sign can be seen flying from the bridge, narrowly missing a truck heading in the opposite direction. The footage was posted on Facebook by Dashcams Tasmania. Police say the incident wasn't reported.
There were Anzac Day wipeouts across the board in the SFL Premier League, with the North Hobart women's team steamrolling Lauderdale, claiming a massive 103-point win. Glenorchy had a tough day at the office too, falling to Kingborough by 71 points. Over in the men's competition, Lauderdale proved why they're sitting at top of the ladder, beating the Demons by 93 points.
Hooker wheels around, gives it off to Siggins. Siggins, goal! Well, 3 in a term for the champ.
Former Adelaide Crow Sam Siggins kicking 3 goals in just 12 minutes. Meanwhile, further south, the Tigers outclassed the Pies by 59 points in Kingston. To the NWFL Premier League, where Ulverston has pit Penguin at the post in the dying minutes of their Anzac Day matchup. The Robins' Michael Elaine given a free kick and then a 50, booting his 6th goal to help the home side over the line.
And that'll draw the roar from the crowd. Michael Elaine.
The Penguin women beat Ulverston by 72 points.
Good evening. Let's see how the weather went this Anzac Day. Hobart and Launceston reached 20, Devonport and Burnie both 18 degrees. Flinders Island our high with 22, temperature still sitting above average. Ouse 21, Lowhead 20, St Helens, Friendly Beaches, Grove and King Island 19, Strawn a top of 18. High level cloud moved over today, replacing that rain-bearing cloud that brought showers overnight to the west, north and northeast of the state. Further north, a cut-off low over South Australia produced cloud there and across Victoria to western New South Wales. Areas of cloud persist over the tropics and southeast Queensland copped a bit today. Tomorrow a cold front lingers to our east as broad areas of low pressure reside over the southeast and west of the country. Winds northwest to southwesterly at 10 to 20 knots, tending southeasterly at 5 to 15 knots over the east coast, swells at 4 metres in southern waters. We have a strong wind warning in the south, that's posted for waters between Southeast Cape and Low Rocky Point. Hobart a shower or two tomorrow, a top of 19 degrees, 16 for Medina, possible shower for Oatlands, 19 the high. Launceston 23 with cloud clearing, mostly sunny for Devonport, 20 the top and 16 the high for Lyowini. Mostly sunny for Burnie, 21 the maximum, 17 for Strawn with a shower or two, partly cloudy a touch further north at Marrawar, 18 the top. And for St Helens a shower or two, 20, 19 for Swansea, a shower for Orford, 18 the maximum. On Sunday, showers about the west extending to the south in the afternoon and to the east in the evening. Light showers across the state on Monday, all temperatures dropping back into the teens. And on Tuesday, more showers, easing and contracting to the west, south and east coasts. Hobart 13, Launceston 15. Further north and partly cloudy in Perth tomorrow, 23 on the way in Adelaide. Showers easing from Melbourne, a possible storm forecast for Sydney and a shower or two in Brisbane. Cloudy in Hobart, cloudy in Launceston and cloudy in Devonport, all 16 degrees. Kim, very proud tonight to be wearing my grandfather's medals. World War I veteran from campaigns in Belgium and France. Very special day on our calendar.
Certainly is for the Murphys and everyone else. Thank you, Murph. And that wraps up your local news for this Anzac Day 2025. Lest we forget, good night, everyone.